Some of the greatest stories start with, well, here we go. And that's just how you could find the thing that you are good at. Welcome to TrackMind Online TV. This is Spotlight Show where we highlight on talent and gifting. I am your host, Orina Dorothy, and our guest today is a beautiful lady, Ashley Orina. Hi, Ashley.
Hi, everyone.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
It's really nice to have you here today. Yeah. You do string art, yeah?
Yeah.
Tell us what string art is. People may not know what string art deals with, so you could just begin by telling us what is this string art that you do?
Okay, first of all, I will start by saying that art is basically a form of expression where the human mind, the human art, you're able to tell your story through objects, just through anything, and you're able to tell out your story. For string art, it is generally thread art. It is characterized by an arrangement of strings that are played from point to point to create a pattern, object, any diagram can be built by string art.
So you express yourself through string art?
Yeah, I'm able to express myself better through art generally, but string art is more specific.
Okay, and what sort of patterns have you been able to make with string art?
I've been able to play around with a lot of patterns. Actually, when you get to it better, you realize that almost any pattern is possible through string art. The beauty of it is that you're able to use thread just to create anything, any object, be it a cup, be it a love shape, be it a house, names. And it's even more interesting when you're able to turn it out to a final product or to put it on wood and you're able to showcase it. The beauty of it is just awesome.
Okay, because it does actually seem like a very dynamic style of art, because I'm picturing a drawing, but then this is done in string and it seems to give some very fine detail in between and it seems very lovely.
Yeah.
So how did you begin on string art? Why did you pick string art to begin with?
Okay. I think for a long time, I've known myself to be a creative person. I'm able to express myself better through art than through words. You know, art is basically, it expresses what words cannot go. I'm able to go to places where I cannot even venture with words. So from a young age, I realized I'm able to make crafts and to give to people, to just turn nothing into something that is art. And during shows or birthday parties, occasions, I will find myself just playing around with papers, with cardboard, with pencils, just to create something. And the fact that you can turn almost nothing into something, I think that final product is what fascinates me a lot, because you can just turning trash or waste into a product, into something more beautiful. So when I realized that I'm able to create something with my hands, I'm more of a practical person. So I was like, I really want to do this. So along the way, I've been doing some types of art. I admire people types of art, anything to do with creativity. So recently, along the way, when we went home for Corona, I think for me it was my turning point, because as much as it has had a really negative effect on people, for me it has been one of the most wonderful experiences. Because when you had to go home from school, and I'm not a person who loves to just stay idle, I came across, as I was going through just various forms of art on my phone, I saw a diagram, and in this diagram it was art, but it was not just the normal art, but painting and all. It was beautifully shown through strings, and at that moment I knew that this is something I definitely want to try. So the first step was I had to look for resources. I never told anyone because I was not sure about it. So I decided I'll do it if I feel I'm the only one who knew about it. But then if it succeeds, I'll be able to show others. So luckily we have a construction near our home. I went and looked for wood, I went and looked for nails. Those were the basic things that I needed. I also went for the basic string that we come by. And my first piece was a circle. I was trying to reproduce a pattern. So when I finished that, I think I was so fascinated by the product because it was almost exact. It was almost exact. It was not hard because initially I had tried some things that I learned through YouTube, but then they were not coming out as well as that. But for this one, it was almost exact. So I decided maybe with a little bit of more practice, maybe I can better it. So from then on, I decided that there's no looking back. And from then on, I've just been creating more, and every product has always been better than
the previous
one.
So you mean to say that this long holiday that everyone is saying has been terrible, it has taken away some part of their life that they're never gonna regain. For you, it has been a very productive period.
Yeah, for me it has been almost a turning point in my life because I'm able now to earn through what I make, through my crafts, and it's just because of just staying at home this corona period. So it has been a blessing to me now.
You really took advantage of that. It has been nice for you. Some people have been getting bored, just staying at home, and that cannot be too exciting. But then you are bringing the issue of working from home, because people have been saying that they're working from home, but then they're also not as excited as you are about it, because this is something that you love, and it is bringing you more gain because you're also getting monetary gain from it.
Yeah, the secret is passion. Once you just love doing something, you find that you wake up every day to it. It's what you do, it's what you eat, it's what you live by. So as long as it's passion, I believe anything is possible.
Okay. Do you have an objective with your string art? What role do you intend for it to play as you make it?
For string art, the objective I would want is for people to get to see the beauty that is manifested through string art. When you see string art, you're able to realize that almost anything can be turned into art. It's not just the normal canvas, the normal painting, the normal brushes, but you can just see even stones, mud, soil, any object that you come by, be it your dressing, that even threads that can be turned into something nice, something beautiful. So to create a forum or a platform where people are able to express themselves more through different objects, not necessarily string art, but to also give string art a platform in the art industry for it to be more known, to be more common, and to share the beauty with it with everyone.
Yeah. So this string art, is it to be used for decor, as a gift? When you make it and when people order, what do they order it for? For what purpose do they have it?
Most of the orders that I've had by now, they've mostly been customized, where people want their names to be written, they want maybe a diagram, they want an object. So the ability to reproduce something personal, the feelings of a person, I think it's what matters so much, because you can just tell me you want to give it as a gift to someone. So we have to come up with an object or a specific name that you want. Then the beauty of art is that it's your hand, it carries the content of the artist themselves, because the planning, everything, it's you. You don't just go manufacture or duplicate it from anywhere. So from buying the nails, from the thread work, passing through each and every nail, I think it tells more about the artists themselves. And even when I give it to someone, they go with a part of me. So when you're giving it as a gift, I give it my best. Before I give out, and it is the best I can get to, so that the feeling that your dear ones have is what speaks more of me. So the feedback that I usually get has been positive most of the time. So they tell me they're lovely, they're nice, and it really motivates me a lot to continue making. Then the support has really, really been awesome.
Okay. You've mentioned about buying nails and all. It seems like it takes a lot from you. Why don't you tell us about the whole process? What does it ask of you? How do you begin to the end point?
String art is quite interesting. I think any type of art is bound to make you dirty. Because you can't just be and you expect art to be made. You have to be a person for it. You have to work for it. So for string art, the first step is usually getting a good source of wood, where you can get, there are many types of wood. You can use pine, you can use cypress or mahogany. So after you've gotten a location where you can get the wood, you go for the nails. I would prefer the 1-inch type of nails. You because they are short enough, they won't go through the wood. Then they don't rust easily. Yeah, so they're the best to use. So after the wood, now it's the strings. You can use the basic strings for start, but when you continue, you can invest more into more durable string. And after now you have everything, the products ready. The first step is prepping your wood. You color your wood any type of paint that you want. We let it
You
dry.
paint it yourself?
Yeah, I do the painting myself. Actually, I realized that when you work with people, they delay you, and that is a frustration that I've been having for a while now. Maybe you give the work to someone, you want it to be done in one day because you want to give it out, but then it takes longer because they tell you they were busy or they were caught up in something. So for me, it's like mostly a big frustration on my part. So I ventured into learning how to paint. All the learning I've been learning through YouTube, most of it, and reading, searching up. So once I paint them, I let them dry. After painting, now I do the drawing. So I'm also a good drawer because you have to be good in drawing to make string art, because it's
to create the pattern.
Yeah, to create the pattern, because you can't just draw anything and assume that it will look better on wood just because it's some strings. So you have to be a good drawer also. So I draw the product or the name, or I can leave the name. Then I put it now on the wood. After I've kept the name on the wood, the next process will be now the nailing. You nail them, you leave some space in between. After you're done with the nailing, now the rest is string work. There's a way you have to do it. It has to be tight enough, it has to look good. You can play around with the colors, but yeah, that is basically it.
And how long does it take to make a single piece?
A single piece might take 1 day if you really want to, because it takes quite some time. But if you have everything ready and you've been doing it for a while, you might take like maybe a few hours, 5-6 hours.
So that a day is to paint, to nail, and to do the strings.
So once you have the wood ready, because the wood is what takes the longest time, but once you have your wood ready, the rest is easy. You can finish it in hours.
Great. And so what milestones have you been able to cover since you began your work with string art?
I started basically like a few months ago. That would be like slightly.
This is after March?
Yeah, let's say from March. That is when I started, and since then, I will say that God has been really grateful. He has been really He has manifested Himself in me like so much, because I've been able to sell very many pieces that I even never expected. The reception from my friends has been very great, and I think my biggest support was from my family. They took it as as if it's their work. They market it for me. I don't even tell them, they just do it on themselves. And for me, it speaks so much for me that I have like someone who's there for me, that they're able to market my products. And also my dad has been the biggest support I have so far. He helps me in so many ways. Like whenever I'm down, because my biggest challenge was the funding, the initial funding. So I told him, I sat him down, I told him I would like to start this type of art, and I have very supportive parents, very. So like he funded me with the initial capital, and anytime when I'm stuck, I know that my dad is there. He's not so good at colors, but he tries. He tell me this color is not matching, to try the other one, or maybe
you know they say men are colorblind.
Yeah, they're colorblind. But you see it, he'll tell you, maybe ask your brother, because I cannot see well, but I think this color is better. See that support.
Yeah.
I think
being involved in your art.
My whole family has been involved, and it's the greatest I think support I've had. I've been able to sell mainly through my contacts, my WhatsApp contacts, because I do most of the marketing online. And I've even had referrals. They've taken more than one pieces. When a friend refers you to another, you feel that you do a good work. And when you feel that you do a good work, you're motivated to even do more. So I've had quite a number of referrals. I've made, I think, slightly over 100 pieces by now.
Interesting.
Yeah. Then my biggest milestone was that I got to work with the Dankemate University. I got a tender to supply for them awards that they were to give out during a group award ceremony. And that experience made me learn how to work with groups, how to work under restricted time, how like it really opened my mind a lot, and it gave me ideas on how I would want the future to be.
And also how to run a business.
How to run a business, yeah.
Okay.
All the processes that are involved in businesses, yeah. And also to create like so many orders within
a short period of time. That must have really asked a lot from you.
It asked so much from me. I would wake up thinking about stitching art. I would sleep thinking about stitching art. Even when I'm eating, my mind is like which drawing or which picture will be best for this category, It took so much from me, and I think by the end of it, I just never wanted to do anything for like maybe a month or so. So I took some rest because it really took so much from me.
Yeah. How many pieces did you make for the university?
I made like 20 pieces, and I was only given 2 weeks, and they were to be there in 2 weeks. So that's like 20 pieces within let's say 14 days. And I also have my schedule. I want to do some things also. Mostly I will make one per day. So this really like it called for more. It called for more time, for more attention, for more of everything for me.
And in this period, did you do all of it yourself, or did you go out and seek help from other people?
At the end of the first week, I realized that I will not be able to make it alone in the second week because there were quite a number of pieces remaining. So the best thing I did is that I had trained my friends on how to make them. So I would call them, I tell them, hey, I have some work here, just do for me this, or I will do the framework and they will finish the rest. Then I will just sort them out, and they really came handy for me during that time.
So other than you teaching yourself, you've also been training other people around you?
Yeah, you know, like they say, like a candle it never burns off by lighting another. It does not lose its light by lighting another. So what I know, it can only grow more when I help others. When you're interested and I help you grow to it, I'm even better off because I know when I'm stuck, I can help you.
You can get other
Yeah,
people
when I
help.
nowadays when maybe I run out of thread, I know, oh, maybe I trained this one, I can go borrow something. And most of the time they have it, and they will be like very willing to help me with it because I assisted them in the first place, and they're earning it. They're earning it through me as well. So for me, it's a really big milestone that I'm also helping people other than myself to earn.
And it feels good to help.
It's so good.
Yeah, and it's two-way advantage, I take?
Yeah, yes.
You mentioned something about marketing yourself online. What platforms do you use, and would you tell us if online marketing works for products?
Well, I will say online marketing, it does work. Because if by now I've only marketed online, I think for almost the first 6 months, it was purely just WhatsApp. I will just post one, the next day another, the next day another. And almost all my items have been through my contacts. Then just recently I decided to create an Instagram account, a Facebook account. And I will say online works because I've never really found myself in a situation where I have to showcase my work. Because there's no need of undergoing the stress of paying for space or rent, when you can easily show out your art to people and to forums, and people get to see it. But I think the best thing is getting to establish yourself first, because you can't just take your products anywhere. If people don't know you, they don't know how to relate to you. But when you've established yourself to them, they know the type of work that you do. You've been doing it over a while. They are more likely to come to you than to another person when they want something done.
Great. Are there any difficulties that you have faced during this period? Any frustrations dealing with people?
There are quite a number of frustrations when it comes to art and string art, yes. Because I think, first of all, you just have to be willing to do it, because it's not easy. String art, it's not easy. It's not an easy thing, because first of all, you have to be a hardy person. You have to go out looking for wood. Because I remember I would walk just looking for where they sell wood. Then you have to know how to talk to the people. You have to establish yourself to them, tell them you'll be coming over and over. There are frustrations along the way. People don't understand you. Then for me, I think I look young, so some people they think you're joking, or they ask you, they just
They undermine you
yeah,
because
they undermine you're a carpenter or what do you want to do with wood. But now when they notice that you're going there like over and over again, they are really, they realize that you're serious. You're serious. You're not just here for a good time. Yeah, and you find that even the people that now I buy from, like wood and nails, they even market me because they've seen my work. And because when you go there like quite a number of times, they tend to have interest. What do you do with this wood that you come for every day? So when you show them their work, I've gotten several orders from the people where I buy my products from, and I've made them very nice stuff. They've hung it in their places, and every time I go there and I see my work, and I feel like it's very nice.
Are these the same people who were undermining you earlier, or are they different people?
Actually, these were the same people because the first time they just want to wakumalizie uwende because you're just coming for a small piece of wood, and yet there are people who come for loads of wood maybe to go construct. So me, I'll just go tell them maybe cut for me just a 2-piece of pine wood. They just cut for you. The first day they will take quite a long time because you're wasting their time. It's like you're wasting their time.
They're dealing with better, and you use just small things.
Just small money. Yeah, but after they realized I'm serious, now they got more interested in what I'm doing. I think now we are very good friends. That's why like I haven't changed where I go for my products. We are good friends with them. At least they go there. I go there. I even say to them. They show me how they do their work, how they do their painting, and yeah, it has been a nice experience. And among the frustrations also is that along the way maybe you get hurt. You know, the nailing is not easy. I think I've hurt myself quite a number of times. And yeah, also the thread work. I cannot keep long nails. I even stopped maybe bothering so much about my nails because there's no need. So like beauty is not my number one goal. So you just have to know that this is what you really want to do, and it calls for a lot of the time.
It must have felt great proving them wrong and changing your perspective of them and getting them to actually appreciate your work and hang it at their place. But that was terrible. But most people actually do that. They undermine you because of age, and I think that's a terrible thing. We should show them that we can, as youth, even as gender, people undermine females. It's good that we get to change the perspective with some negative stereotype. Do you think that you, as an artisan, and the other artisans, the other fellow colleagues, get enough support from society and the government?
I will say that it's really saddening because we don't get the support that we need. You know, the youth are the majority members of the community in general. So like you find these are the people that the government should be really investing more on them, because when they are idle, they are likely to get into maybe just do negative things just to get their time done or just to avoid being idle. But the government has not really been very helpful. Even when times that it is helpful, you find that the benefit does not reach the artist himself. Somewhere along the way, you don't know where things go wrong, but you don't benefit you as an artist. And I think the government should really look at it because there's a lot of talent out here. People are doing great things.
Sure.
When you enter online, you find that very young people, every youth, they want to do something, they want to create something. So this is a potential that I think the government should be able to work on, that it may grow and create something better.
Aside from string art, is there any other art that you do currently?
Aside from string art, generally I think I've focused more into string art for now. But aside from string art, I'm recently learning how to work with paint to make not paintings, but to make names or articles, just to work with the calligraphy. Calligraphy is a form of art, and also not to involve painting and wood. I love working with wood. I think that wood is a really nice project. So if I'm able to, my future will be like to be able to work, to create wood into more objects, to turn wood into more beautiful products, just to carve out letters, and just to be able to play around with wood in any way that I can.
You said that you work from home currently. Do you look forward to beginning your own shop, or are you comfortable working from home? Will you consider getting a shop where you can work from, a place where you can market your goods and customers can come to actually check your goods at your shop?
Working from home has been a great experience because you find that you don't cater for much. You're just there, everything is provided, you just need to do your work. But you realize that later on, you need to have your own space because people complain. I think my mom complains a lot because I think I take I take quite much space in our home. You find that every corner is filled with my either threads or wood, and she complains a lot. So I think in the long run, I might consider to look for my own space where I know like these are my things. They also help to avoid the articles from getting lost, and also having them in my own space will be able to help me grow, to know how to showcase them, how to bring people to my own workshop. I think it's something that I might consider doing in the future.
So this is how your future looks like?
This is how my future
with string art. What's the end goal of it? Would you like to keep doing string art? Would you like to focus in another thing in string art? How does the future look like for you?
For me right now, I think I've gotten to a point where I really want to focus more into art. String art will be one of them because it has been my basic, but I will want to try different types of art. I will want to, as I said, I will want to learn how to work with wood. I'm slowly learning too. It's a process that I'm learning. And I hope that one day I will be able to have my own platform where I have my own creations or my own crafts. I'm thinking that we will take string art to the next level in the coming years.
Great, all the best, all the best. So aside from what you do, aside from string art, tell us who Ashley Orina is.
Ashley Orina is a student. I'm a student in Kenyatta University. I'm in my final year right now, and apart from art, I'm interested in creativity. I do creative writing. I love creative writing, and I also love working with food, just playing around with food. I love cooking. I love decorating a house, birthday parties, ceremonies. I think just the creative aspect of anything, it really turns me on. And apart from that, I'm also good in sports, ironically.
Why ironically?
People look at me and they don't think that maybe I'm talented in sports. So I'm the best sprinter. I was the best sprinter in high school, in my primary. Yeah, and I'm also fascinated by sports a lot.
So you still do sports currently?
Not currently, I don't sports currently, but I'm fascinated because I don't think I can run right now. I'm not sure.
Why haven't you tried?
I haven't tried. Maybe there are no platforms where maybe you can run. Yeah.
So after high school you stopped
After high school I mostly stopped doing this sport.
Okay. Will you consider going out and doing sports perhaps later if you get a platform?
If I get a platform, yes, I wouldn't mind.
Still sprinting?
Still sprinting because once you have a talent, it's yours. It cannot go away.
Unless you don't use it.
Unless you don't use it. But the Bible says that the person who have the most talents, even more will be added to them, and even more is expected of them. So with all these talents, I wouldn't wish for them to go to waste. I would wish to work on them, and who knows, I might run in the coming years. Hopefully,
we hope to see you. We hope to see you on TV someday. So that will be all. Thank you. It's been so lovely having you here and seeing you string it as well. Opportunities are there to be taken. Have you taken yours? This period has presented a lot of opportunities to different people, and you should probably consider things are around us. You're exposed to a lot of things, so try to think outside the box and grab that opportunity, take that step forward, and it is going to be yours. Realize your potential. This has been Spotlight TV with Dorothy Orina, and our guest today has been Ashley. Stay tuned, keep watching. This is Spotlight, streaming on Tuesday.